This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Detroit is the greatest! Straight up light you on fire for a Coney dog right now.
Darren McCarty comes back with Neiman in front of him. McCarty draws. McCarty in. McCarty! Scores!
Oh yeah, bitches.
Stafford takes, throws, end zone, Calvin, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. Vinny Stubbs sitting across from me is the King, Jason, the King, Jarvi.
What's up, Vinny?
Nothing much. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I know you're dealing with some back issues right now.
Oh my goodness gracious!
We're both kind of running on empty right now. I think.
Yeah.
You have your back issues. I've been up since 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm running on a bunch of Diet Mountain Dew and like a couple White Castle burgers.
I've been drinking Dunkin'
This is
Donuts
bad.
coffee. Why would you do that? Why would you drop over me talking? Jonathan, how are you?
Because I'm great. I feel great. I actually have the opportunity now to take some Mondays off. I'm full of energy. Just had some McDonald's mocha coffee.
I know you're in your like lazy. I give up on life pants.
Yeah, I had the last 2 days off, and I basically shut the world out, dude. I needed it. I was going strong, like 7 days a week for a
I've
long
never
time.
seen you
I
this
feel
happy.
great. I'm happy because the pre-show meeting was actually one of the funnest things we've done in a long ass time.
I've never
I'm looking
seen you
forward to the
this
show.
happy.
I'm looking forward to this podcast.
It's kind of pissing me off.
and sharing some laughs with you guys.
I'm kind of worried about you, John.
Why are you so damn happy? Nothing
You
to be
kind of
happy
look
about.
like you just went to the thrift store and kind of went shopping.
Dude, when I relax, I go all out. Sweatpants, t-shirt. This t-shirt.
How old is that T-shirt?
This t-shirt is literally
looks like 10 years old.
12 years old.
Oh gosh,
Well, the only thing that hurts worse than my back right now was that All-Star game that I seen.
it wasn't that good.
There was too much going on.
I mean, we can start from the entire festivities. They had some stuff on Friday, but who really cares? Saturday, they kind of kicked it off. Skills competition, I don't even know why they really do it anymore. But then they moved on to the 3-point contest, which actually was pretty solid. You know, they had some really good shooters out there. James Harden, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker.
Oh, he looked terrible. Devin Booker?
He made it into or didn't he make it into the second round? He was in the
I don't
finals.
know.
I think he was in the finals, but he couldn't compete with the Splash Brothers. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Did either of you think that Klay could actually pull it out over Steph?
No, absolutely not.
No, the odds-on favorite, Steph Curry, but then Klay Thompson got hot, and oh my gosh, dude, it just makes you think, man, these guys, imagine what they do in practice. If they're just doing that in a all-star 3-point competition, imagine what these guys can do just bantering back and forth in practice at their own facilities. Oh my God, dude, it was amazing.
Both of the guys are just ridiculous. And we'll talk a little bit about the dunk contest after, but Reggie Miller brought it up on air, I think, saying that with the way that the league is, it's more of a shooting league and more of a jump shot league. And as the dunk contest has really grown stale over the years, should the 3-point contest really be the center of attention for the all-star activities? Or does the dunk contest still hold that kind of aura and the attention that everybody's looking for?
It's nowhere near as good as it used to be. I think it's a watered-down version of what it used to be.
The dunk contest?
It's ridiculous. And Andre Drummond, he didn't do anything.
I think they could even make the 3-point contest more interesting. I mean, they kind of stepped it up with the entire rack of money balls, and you could move that wherever. I think they should kind of step it up and maybe move it back even further. Have them make those shots be worth even more, because we have a league. It's moving into a 3-point shooting league.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Golden State Warriors are doing. That's how they won a championship. That's kind of where the Pistons are kind of going too. You see that Stan Van Gundy is really trying to build it as the 1 in 4 out and have highly productive 3-point shooters.
See, I was satisfied with the entire, besides the game, which was out of hand and there was no defense played, and a lot of people were like, man, this is not competitive. This is not anywhere near what basketball looks like. I was satisfied with the entire festivities. I loved the 3-point contest, the drama there. I loved what Levine and Gordon were doing back and forth. They were upstaging each other, and you had a situation where you could debate who won the dunk competition. I could argue that I saw some dunks that I thought I would never see in my life. That Gordon dunk where he jumped over the mascot, through his legs. I jumped up and I was like,
under both of his legs, where he's essentially sitting down.
I was in shock at what I saw. I was like, I thought I would never see something like that. And then, we're all excited to see, okay, Andre Drummond is in the contest. Really, why is he there? He's not really known for dunking. And he even tweeted out, I'm not really a dunker in this competition. I don't know why he would do that, but his dunks were all right.
Drummond, like you said, he's not a dunker. He's a guy who he takes advantage of opportunities during games, and that's when it actually looks like it's when he's at his best. But when he's out there in a dunk competition, I think if he would have made that first dunk on his first try, it would have kind of propelled him into the second round, I think. But after he consistently missed on that first one, it didn't work out. Everybody knew what was coming. And then his second dunk, I think Steve Nash kind of effed him on that.
Oh, it was terrible to have him there. I was like, why didn't you have a teammate or someone there? Or you even use Hooper? Gordon showcased the Orlando Magic mascot. Why not showcase what you got there with the Pistons? Now, just real quickly, a couple changes you could make to the festivities that I was just thinking about as you were talking about it. Maybe on Friday night, you just have something where maybe some celebrities can do some dunking or some three-point shooting, and then they can enter into, the winner of the Friday festivities can, like Kevin Hart took on Draymond Green. You could have a situation where someone could come up and try to earn their way into the three-point contest and then earn their way into the dunk contest. And, man, Levine and Gordon can carry that thing for the next 5 years. They are awesome. I thought it was must see.
It was very cool, and I really think Gordon got robbed. Mm-hmm. I think Levine, it just seemed like he kept doing the same dunks over and over. Where Gordon, he legitimately had different dunks every single time. It's probably the best dunks I've seen in a long time. Not since I have the Vince Carter time. Vince Carter was probably when I was growing up as when I was in middle school and going into high school, Vince Carter was the man for dunk. I mean, I still remember watching the dunk contest where he slams it in and he's got his entire forearm hanging in the rim. And that was just ridiculous. And I think before that, I mean, you go back to the Jordan Wilkins. I think it's outdated. You don't want to see props because you don't want to get too I don't know, campy. So there's this fine line. There's everything that's already been done for dunkers, but then you don't want to make it too comical.
Right, so you're going to have to probably do, if these two guys continue to elevate their game, I mean, it'd be amazing to see what else they could showcase in the coming years. But yeah, if you have to add people or, add a different mix, or finally, where all the superstars just line up one year and say, let's do this. LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Bosh, let's just get all the superstars, Kevin Durant, and let's just do it for charity, throw up some money, and let's just get everybody that is known for dunking, and let's just have it out and see what happens. Yeah, that's what everyone's waiting to see.
If they ever wanted to get ratings,
that's what you should do.
Yeah, put LeBron out there, put Durant, put I don't know, who else would you want to see dunk the ball?
Yeah, LeBron James.
I mean, that's really who everybody wants to see. You want to see LeBron James. He's the superstar. He's the face of the NBA.
They can't afford him getting hurt.
And then obviously Gordon Levine have to be invited now for the next couple of years. They just got to do it because, wow.
No, let's say next year this just magically happens. Do you think LeBron might just get the vote so they keep him happy?
No.
Because I think that's one of the big reasons that keeps those superstars away, because they don't want to lose.
Yeah, no, I understand. But an interesting part would be if you threw up some money for charity and things like that, where everyone's charity gets so much dollars and the winner gets a little bit extra. You do something to help out people and it's good PR. They might do it just that one time. But the worst part, and I think we all can agree, was the game. When you got a game, what was 190?
196 to 173. One of the highest scoring games. I remember looking at my ESPN app and it's halftime and it was 92 to 90. I was like, this is dumb.
I didn't even watch any of the game at all. I didn't. Sunday night, we just relaxed, had a good time with family. Vinny, how much of the game did you watch?
The All-Star game?
Yeah.
The second half.
So you actually, I didn't watch any. I watched some highlights because it's unwatchable. In the second half, did it actually resemble anything like basketball or like the actual game?
Not at all. It was like the Globetrotters on steroids.
Everyone's just standing around. There's no defense, right?
Absolutely none. To sum it all up, I thought the scoring was too high. It was really entertaining, but I think at the end of the day, they should have a reason why they're playing the game.
Kind of like baseball, where whoever wins that game, that they get home court advantage in the finals?
I think that they should have that between the Eastern and Western conferences. I think that Drake embarrassed himself, and Kevin Hart is even like less funnier than he was before he was at the All-Star game talking.
He didn't do a good job.
No, he did a very terrible job.
I'm a fan of Kevin Hart, actually.
I'm kind of not.
I like his shows.
For those that didn't watch, what happened with Drake and Kevin Hart?
Well, Drake he introduced all the players to come out on the court. It was so embarrassing. And the only thing that I took out that was any positive is Russell Wilson shunning him and walking past him without giving him a high five. It was tremendous. Now, let's get off this subject. The Pistons are 27-27.
Hold on. I want to ask one more thing about All-Star games in general.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these All-Star games necessary? I'm talking about all the major sports. You're talking about the Pro Bowl, because I'd actually say that the Pro Bowl was harder to watch, because that was seriously not football at all.
Yeah, that year.
Like when you have a run up the middle, it's literally you run up the middle and they blow the whistle. There's no chance for a tackle. What do you think was the worst version of an All-Star game?
The Pro Bowl.
Is it NBA or is it Pro Bowl? I think
the NFL Pro Bowl.
And I'd say NBA is probably next.
Yeah, I like the baseball. I like the MLB All-Star game.
Hockey and baseball, I think, have really kind of figured it out. Hockey is tweaked it. I hope they keep the whole 3-on-3 tournament, because it's something different, and guys actually played for something. I'm not a huge fan of MLB and playing for that home field advantage, because in the end, it is still an All-Star game. So I don't like the idea of an exhibition game deciding if my team, if they make it to the World Series. Let's just say the best players on their in their division, they didn't choose to go.
I agree with you 100%. I know, Vinny, you guys said maybe introduce that for the NBA. I just think that it is what it is, and people are a little bit too critical of these All-Star games. They're exhibitions. So they're for the fans to have these like fantasy type things, to see these guys play together, the Pro Bowl. I know people want it to be as close to the game as possible. I agree with you. I don't want anything. No meaning tied to the games. I don't want home field tied to any of these games. I just say, you know what? If these are exhibitions, if you want to find ways to spruce it up, fine. I understand that, but for ratings, but I just think that they're fine the way they are. Just play them out. If you want to make some tweaks here and there, that's fine. But if you don't want to tune in, don't watch it. But I don't think all the criticism is necessary. They're just exhibitions. They're for television. They're for people that want to tune in and see something different, and maybe see Carmelo throw it up to, LeBron and yuck it up. So for those that watched it and thought that it was fun, fine. But I've already seen so many of them that it didn't do nothing for me.
You know what I think would be interesting to see for like an NBA All-Star game?
James Harden passed the ball.
I'd like to see the previous year's champion, like the Warriors, take on an All-Star team.
Something like that, yeah.
I think that'd be cool, because then you take Steph Curry, you take Klay Thompson, you take Draymond Green, 3 All-Stars, which you could argue are all starters on an All-Star team, go up against the best of the NBA. I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, they probably would never do it, because all the other guys would be butthurt.
Vinny, if you were going to make any changes, what would you think maybe would make it more interesting and less like hokey, like you saw in the second half? What changes would you think to make maybe the NBA All-Star game better?
I would have to give whoever wins home court advantage, so they're actually playing defense and they're actually doing something. Other than that, I don't know what you can possibly do. I don't go 3-on-3 like they're doing in the NHL. I don't know what you can really do.
That would actually be kind of cool. 3-on-3 basketball.
But that's not basketball. Then it's like
have it go
street ball.
Do half court.
3-on-3
Exactly.
is not hockey.
Do half court. Make it 3-point line check. Or I don't know. I think you'd have to make it kind of bigger for NBA. But I think that'd be really cool. 3-on-3 basketball. You can have captains. You can pick your team. That'd be interesting.
Do something.
You don't like that?
Switch it up.
The doc. You're not a fan of my idea?
I don't think. What else are you gonna do? I mean, the NHL was more exciting with 3-on-3, but now that's introduced in the game. There's no 3-on-3 basketball at any point in time, so you could assign meaning to it, or you could, like I said, fundraise, get some money, and put. I think these guys are motivated by a couple things: money, competition. Right now, it's just a yuck fest where basically there's no defense played. They're just dunking every time. So, what are you gonna do to motivate these guys? Money or something else to really get them going? I don't think. See, Vinny, here's the part that is hard to swallow with making meanings for this. You really want some nobody out in Portland who's just a scrub all-star really dictating if the Golden State should get home court for the year? What if like the Pistons right now get on a hot streak and the Western Conference won the game? What are you going to do there? And they have really one all-star. It doesn't make sense to give it meaning. I just think you can maybe make changes, but you make changes to make it more maybe entertaining even more.
I don't think you can get any more entertaining. It was very entertaining. There's just no point. I don't understand what the point is.
I don't know. I think you move the All-Star game, do away with it, or move it to like right before the NBA Finals. Isn't there 2 weeks before the NBA Finals between the conference?
No.
Nope. They
Is
play
there-
through. There's the first round is really slow.
There's usually
but-
a period though, right?
Yeah. It's not 2 weeks though. It's
Make that the All-Star break.
Maybe.
Or make it right before the finals. You have an All-Star game, kind of like the Super Bowl, where the top players from both teams don't have to go. I think that would be interesting because it's basically just a meaningless game at the end of the season or in the middle of a season. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we can say about the All-Star
Oh my
game.
goodness gracious! I can't believe we went 16 minutes on that. I'm actually impressed by you guys.
Yeah, no problem. See,
You guys just annihilated that. I want to read some stuff off about the Pistons, and then you guys can have at it because
Okay.
my bag is inept.
Read it to me.
All right, the Pistons are at 27-27. They're the ninth seed in the East.
Yes.
And I think that the only team that they can possibly beat out is the Charlotte Hornets because the Bulls and the Pacers are obviously better than them for a numerous amount of reasons. But I read this article on MLive from Vince Ellis.
Give it to me, Vinny.
I'm going to try. There's 5 possible players that are on the Pistons' radar. Thaddeus Young, he's from the Brooklyn Nets, power forward. That's, dude, lick my ball sack. What is this?
stay tuned. We might introduce a new segment later on in this podcast.
Yeah, well, they're stating that the Pistons can swap with Brooklyn for Brandon Jennings. Markieff Morris hates it in Phoenix. He's a power forward. Al Horford, Atlanta's gutting their team. He's good on defense, but he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And I don't know who the hell Marcus Thornton is, but he's from Houston. He's a shooting guard.
You read so good.
Thank you.
Like a 7th grader.
I'm reading them. The only thing that makes sense, really, is what Jarvi touched on last week, and that's the power forward out of New Orleans, Ryan Anderson. They're talking about trading Ersan Ilyasova for him. He's got 16.7 points per game and 6 rebounds on average. He's having a career year, and he played under Stan Van Gundy.
I just don't see a trade happening this year. If they come out of the All-Star break and they get on some sort of run, then maybe. When is the actual deadline? Do you know?
Thursday.
It's this upcoming Thursday?
Yeah.
The NBA trade deadline? I'll look it up for you guys.
It's Thursday. You don't have to look at
this
anything
Thursday or the following Thursday? This is great.
I think
radio,
it's this
but
Thursday.
If it's this Thursday, then I'd say no trade because they're just not at a point, especially because Ryan Anderson, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. And if he wants to be on the Pistons, I think you try and go get him at that point, especially if they're not going to be serious contenders the rest of the year. But I don't want to give up assets that we have because Brandon Jennings right now is probably our biggest trade piece. And to give him away for something that we could just get at the end of the year anyways.
You don't want to touch Thaddeus Young. He is brutal.
Yeah, I think he still has the stink of the 76ers on
Yes,
him,
he
right?
does, and it's not going to come off of him anytime soon.
Yep, Vinny's actually right. Very true.
Yes, I am.
Thursday, February 18th, trade deadline.
Yeah, there's
Too soon. That's too soon.
Did you play around? Have you played around with the ESPN trade calculator at all?
Not at all.
I did a little bit. It's just for fun. And there, what was the trade I did? It was like we would get Steph Curry and something for like everybody on our team.
Yeah. And I think the worst part is I think the next Pistons game's not even till Thursday or Friday of this week.
Friday, I think, against the Wizards.
How is that even fair?
I don't know.
We don't get a chance to play before the trade deadline?
I don't think the first game though is until like Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's the trade deadline and first games back from the All-Star break. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
I would trade Ersan Ilyasova for Ryan Anderson, if you want my personal opinion.
I think if that's straight up, if they would do that, then totally.
They're talking about doing it. I get.
But Steven, if you want Ryan Anderson, a lot of people are saying you can hold off. You don't have to give up a piece on your team already. You can get him in free agency in this offseason. Maybe, I'll ask you guys. A lot of people are saying, you know what? Let's be patient here with these Pistons. Do you really want them to be in the playoffs as an 8 or 7 seed and just get annihilated in the first round by Cleveland or Toronto?
Yes.
Would you guys be willing to just not make the playoffs? Maybe get into it.
You silly bitch.
For real.
Maybe just get into the into the lottery. Maybe get a top 10 pick and just say, you know what? Let's just keep building for next year because they're 27-27. You know what they are. They're not going to do that much damage. Maybe it's not so big a deal that they make the playoffs. Maybe you get a higher draft pick and keep it rolling.
I don't see what the big deal is trading Ersan Ilyasova for Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Points.
If that's who you're gonna get, if you're just trading Ersan Ilyasova, he's not a piece for me. He's like a kind of a backup. He's nice to have, but I think Ryan Anderson right now, he is having a career year.
Yeah, and he played under Van Gundy already.
So you think you'll get him
doesn't
just
do
for
anything for me?
You think you just give up
I don't
Ilyasova for him.
I
don't do that.
I honestly don't think that would happen.
I think,
but if that was the case, I would totally do that.
I think that's what's going to go.
I mean, Joe Dumars is probably going to have to be dealing with Ersan Ilyasova next year.
Mm-hmm. Where is Joe Dumars? On the
He's
Bulls?
nowhere, but he's probably going to be in New Orleans.
My goodness, New Orleans needs to do something. You want to go to a break and then talk about Peyton Manning's testicles? Or
no, let's talk a little bit more about Pistons.
Oh man,
Is there any conceivable way that you would want to get Carmelo Anthony on the team?
absolutely not. The guy's a cancer. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
I agree.
3 years ago, yeah, but now he's just a little
I'm
bit
not
often
sure
injured.
3 years ago, I'd want him.
He's just stealing money from the Knicks. That's all he's doing.
He's often hurt. I mean, he's a scoring machine, but he's just not a winner. It's just, I think the Pistons aren't going to ever go with the superstars. We're going to wait and really hope, and maybe one day we'll be shocked with one. Maybe Stanley Johnson will emerge as one, but the Pistons want to build a team. They're not going to go with the one superstar type formula.
Kind of reminds me of Matt Stafford a little bit.
Oh,
A high draft pick and just never really won
Carmelo?
anything. Yeah, talented high draft pick, never
Ooh.
won anything.
Oh, that's a really good analogy.
I get combos that he wasn't
Shut
on.
up, John.
He
That's
wasn't
really
on any
good. I like that.
teams. You put him on the Denver teams. Who do you really have around him?
Allen Iverson and Andre Iguodala.
It was Allen Iverson in the
And Chauncey
waning
Billups?
moments of his career, and Billups in the waning moments of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're actually very, very right.
And the Birdman,
Matthew
I think.
Stafford is he has all the talent in the world, but he just can't put it all together.
Yeah. It's not
And
necessarily
like you
his
said,
fault.
I didn't do it this week. I didn't do it.
Damn it.
I didn't bring it back to the Lions.
Damn you, Stafford. You get your act together. You listen to me.
So right now, 9th in the East. I'm saying that they're probably not going to make the playoffs. I think it's going to be really tight. The entire East is going to be very, very close, going down to the wire.
Sounds like you're selling on the Pistons.
I
Sell.
am, or at least for this season. I think
Ooh,
SVG
don't
has
do
them
that yet.
going in the right direction. But that brings up the question: how much longer are you giving Stan? Let's say they finish 9th or 10th. They're a couple games out of the playoffs. Do you give them like 2 more years, or is he starting on the hot seat?
Listen, if they
the
don't make the
following
playoffs
season?
this year, he's on the hot seat with me already. I mean, he's got a high-powered offense. And granted, he doesn't have a depth, but the Pistons, they're not known for winning for their offense. They're known for winning on defense. And this team, it's just like they're building it like the Orlando Magic from 2009. And you can see where they're giving up like 105 points per game. That's not the Pistons.
It is exactly the Orlando Magic that Stan Van Gundy coached.
It's just really weird. It's like seeing the Steelers, you know how they're known for their offense now, and they used to be known for their defense your whole life, and now they're an offensive team. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I love Van Gundy. I love what he's doing. I think the offense is going to be high-powered, and I would like to see him make a trade for Ryan Anderson because it's the only thing that makes sense.
John, is Stan Van Gundy.
Is
his wall and him on the hot seat?
Does your guys' car have seat warmers?
No.
Yes, mine
Okay,
does.
mine used to. Now I got a new car. It doesn't. But it's usually on a scale.
Hell does it have to do with anything?
Scale of 1 to 5.
Hot seat.
5 means that the seat is hot. I would say right now he's at a 1. That's
He's at
it.
a
Just
2.
a little bit on because this team is kind of falling back on defense.
Right
If
now,
they don't make the
I think-
playoffs, at the end of this season, it goes up to a 3.
I would just like to see him hold the team to 99 points.
Yeah, it goes up to a 3, and then you have to say in 3 years you don't make the playoffs. I mean, that would be something. Even if you got a 5-year deal, then next year would be the year playoffs are bust. You can't say that you're going to wait 4 years in a regime.
That's why I don't think that they're making the playoffs this year. Is because
They will. They'll beat the Hornets out.
they don't have defense. They don't want to play defense. And I think Stan Van Gundy can only beat it into them so many times and go on his post game rants about nobody wants to come out and play defense.
And they don't have the depth. It's pretty obvious. If a guy like KCP goes out, they don't win. Now imagine just a simple play. Reggie Jackson rolls his ankle, or heaven forbid, Andre does something crazy. That's it. It's a wrap. They don't have guys, I don't believe, they don't have enough depth to really make that push. So they're looking now.
Is it bad that I kind of have a feeling if Reggie Jackson were to go down,
Might be better.
yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
I think he's a solid leader on the team. He's emerging.
Is he a leader?
Just not-
I think he's a leader, John.
leader.
Not yet. He is emerging.
That was worse than me saying that Vernon
Listen,
Davis is a Hall of Famer.
He's emerging as a leader. Remember, a couple games in the fourth quarter, he's taken over. I think, remember, guys, it's his first year being a consistent starter. He's now learning Stan Van Gundy's system. So give him time, but
All right, put your pants back on.
I still like Reggie Jackson a little bit. But yeah, he's got to live up to that contract. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous now this year too. I'm starting on the process of selling too.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna take a break now. When we come back, let's hit let's hit him with some pros and cons when we come back.
Let's do it. Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com.
Doc here for FanaticU.com, Detroit Sports official outfitter and the official outfitter of the Detroit Sports Podcast Network. If you're going to do some great online shopping and pick up swag for the Detroit Tigers, Pistons, Lions, Red Wings, Michigan State, if you're going to buy something for your significant other, definitely check out FanaticU.com. They got great gear. And when you're done shopping, at checkout, use the promo code DSP for Detroit Sports Podcast. Promo code DSP, and you'll save 15% off your entire order. If you're a big fan of the Red Wings, the Stadium Series is coming up. They're going to play Colorado outside in a great rivalry matchup. They got great hats, and this cold winter, they got great jerseys representing the Stadium Series. Check out the selection at FanaticU.com. You won't be disappointed, and when you check out, use that promo code DSP. It's active 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. FanaticU.com, Detroit Sports official outfitter. And now back to Jarvi and Stubbs on the Motor City Sports Rant.
Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. I'm Jason and Jarvi.
How you feeling, Vinny? We're about a half hour into this podcast.
I feel like Cam Newton's heart after the Super Bowl.
So you kind of feel like the when he went into that post game, conference, that he's you're just giving the one word answers.
Right. My back is like his comments after the game. And
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Because my back's in shambles. My blood pressure feels like Cam Newton the day after in the locker room.
Oh, no!
Thank you, Daniel.
Well, let's try and cheer you up.
Let's go ahead.
Let's do pros and cons.
Let's go ahead.
I got a new song for you. Is this one better?
What do you think of this song, Vinny?
I want to kill myself. Let's go. Okay. You know this is episode 50?
Oh man, well it's good that we actually have a new segment for episode 50.
We are in bad shape. I feel like I'm going to die. My pro is going to be Andre Drummond getting Detroit publicity on a national stage. I don't think that the dunking was very good, and you really need to work on your free throws. I mean, they're absolutely atrocious. I'm pretty sure it's below 35%. Dude, get it together. You don't need a sleeve, you don't need a smartphone, you don't need anything. But you are my pro of the week, so congratulations, Andre.
My pro of the week, Peter Mrazek.
Ooh.
Super Peter. I love Peter.
What do you do? Give
I
up
know
5
John
goals?
loves Peter. No, that was the other guy. No, Peter Mrazek, he has a 2.02 goals against average, which is good for second in the league. He's got a .930 save percentage, which is good for fourth in the league. He's got 4 shutouts. Mm-hmm. This guy has really lived up to expectations.
Right. And if Brad Richards would have been on his job against Colorado, you guys would have won that game. What the hell happened, man?
And it is amazing that there was actually the conversation last year of who should be the starter.
I can't believe that. It's kind of obvious it's Peter Mrazek. Dude, John, put your pants back on. So hot.
Well, he's already got sweatpants on.
All right, here's my
so
con.
you can see it through. Maximum feel.
The con is Peyton Manning. He literally dropped the ball this week. In fact, he dropped 2.
Oh, it was about 20 years ago.
On a trainer's forehead. We don't forget, Jason. We don't forget. Keep those balls in your trousers, Peyton. Come on. Retire.
Oh. Is that it for Peyton Manning then?
Yes.
I think that's succinct. I think that's the best way to do it. That's very succinct, Vinny. Good job.
I mean, Tom Brady's deflating balls. This guy's pulling them out and putting them on trainers' foreheads.
When do I get to sing some?
These QBs need to keep their balls in their trousers.
Time right now.
I'm gonna go with
I tried.
I didn't listen to the rest of that one. But my con this week is gonna be Jimmy Howard, the other Red Wing goaltender. He gave up a 4-burger against the New York Islanders.
God, is he a feckless goalie?
He's hasn't won a game. He's lost 9 straight, and he hasn't won a game since early December. And I think this kind of leads me into the Red Wings discussion. He's horrible. Anybody else want to make some more comments before I go on?
I would like to disagree with you, but the guy's absolutely atrocious. Continue.
John?
Oh, my God, dude. It basically now, whenever Howard starts, we got a tough stretch. Pittsburgh, Ottawa's coming up, and you played really well at home this last stretch, And that game Sunday afternoon versus Boston was amazing. You got down early, but you came back. You got ahead a little bit. Boston came back. It was a wild game. A little bit concerning because Mrazek was a little bit shaky. You're not used to seeing that. But when Jimmy Howard starts a game right now, you know the Wings are going to basically give up 3 goals. And it sucks for him because the game versus the Islanders, I know, is a 1:00 game, short rest, but some of the goals just weren't good. The Wings didn't play well on defense. I tweeted out on our Twitter page at Detroit Podcast, dude needs to just ask, hey, there's a back-to-back. Let me play the first game. Mix it up. He's playing the back end of these back-to-backs where the Wings' legs aren't under him. They're not playing good. And dude's got to be battling the puck, and his confidence has to be at an all-time low. It's just really sad to see.
Yeah, but that's what you need from your backup goalie. That's what he's supposed to be there for. He's supposed to be the guy who gives our goalie the breather on the back-to-back days.
But remember, he was not a backup. He's coming off of being a starter.
That's garbage.
Garbage. You think he
John.
should just ease into that role and just be like, okay, I'll play once every 20 days and just be all right? That's a little tough.
It doesn't make sense. You should always be on. It doesn't make sense how you could be good as a starter, but you get all this rest and you suck.
Oh, I could just make it simple like this. Imagine if you did a podcast once every 2 months instead of once a week. You think you'd just be as sharp and as quick-witted as you are and as energized as you are? No.
I would make sure that I was ready for it. If I did a podcast every 2 months, I would know that, hey, this is the day that I'm going on a podcast, and I'm going to be prepared and make sure it actually sounds good.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't be able to do that.
See, I would say that he needs more practice, that if he's going to get the call, then he just needs something switched up. I mean, you could say he's battling the puck. You could say some of the puck luck things are not favoring him, but right now, you can tell. I think it's a little bit mental. It's a little bit, I think that because of the demotion in his mind, I think he's not playing as well, and he says he's going to try and work as hard as he can, but I don't think he works as a backup.
Then that leads me to my next point. We need to just cut him. Cut him. Do what Stan did to Josh Smith. Just cut him, eat the money, and bring up any other goaltender that we have, whether it's Poirot, McCollum, or anybody. Go sign somebody, and it'll be...
Are any of the guys in the minors lighting up the lamps? Not really.
It couldn't be worse than Jimmy Howard. Yeah, if you're right, I bet he does succeed if he goes somewhere else and he's a starter there. But that's not what we need. If we're going to go into the playoffs and we need any hope of making it in a 7-game series, we need to have that backup who, if Mrazek does stumble, that they can step in.
Right.
Which I know your argument will probably be something on the lines of Howard has come through in the playoffs before, but I don't want to see the Howard that we've seen this year come into the playoffs.
Ever since his injury, he's been nothing short of garbage. I mean, just get rid of the damn guy. Cut him.
It's tough.
Eat the money.
It's tough seeing him out there. I mean, he's given up 3 goals every time he's out there. Hasn't won since mid-December. The team hasn't played well in front of him. It's a tough situation. Now the fans are getting behind him. I mean, I remember now last season when it was his birthday playing San Jose and they gave up a goal within like 20 seconds of the game, and the entire arena was so deflated when he was there. And the difference when you see Mrazek in there, the team's skating better, they're more crisp, and they do draw upon the fact that when Mrazek makes those nice saves, it's a confidence boost. They don't have to be as solid on defense because Mrazek can make some of those saves.
Yeah, they know that Mrazek isn't going to give up like a 15-foot rebound to somebody to give up a wide open net goal.
It's a tough situation because when you look at the standings every game, and those 2 points are precious in terms of the standings and things like that. So it's a tough thing.
Do you know what? Are there any options that the Wings have for
Just go to Grand Rapids
to deal with Howard? John, I know I just want to cut him. I'm done with him, and I kind of feel like he probably wouldn't take the whole demotion to Grand Rapids any better than he's taken the demotion to being the backup goalie. So, and we're not gonna be able to trade him. Nobody's going to want to take him.
With these goalies, it's all mental sometimes. I would say just mix it up a little bit. Stop putting them in the back end of the back-to-back. Put them in the front end. But let them play a couple games and see if it's really that or if it's something else. I think you just got to change it up a little bit in his routine. Let's see if he can potentially help this team out because Mrazek's going to be the guy. Barring any injuries, barring any significant setbacks in his play, he's the guy. You just kind of need Howard to be a little bit more consistent and when he's out there. So
a little bit.
So unfortunately, the option is to let him to ride it out. That's the option. You don't cut him. Because
okay, then I'm going to give you this scenario. Then
I think the cap hit's too much if you just cut him. You're not going to.
I don't care. I'm done with them.
You're done.
And I would take a bag of pucks in a trade. I don't even care. But nobody's going to pick up his stupid contract.
Dude, I'd rather eat a raw octopus off the ice than have Jimmy Howard as my goalie.
Our next
7 games.
I'm just looking at the next 4 games. So we have Thursday at Pittsburgh, Saturday at Ottawa, Sunday at New York Rangers, Tuesday Columbus. How do you think that they should split that up then? Does Jimmy go up against Pittsburgh on Thursday?
I would just put him against Columbus. And
Nope. I
that's
think the rest of the way, you got Mrazek the rest of the month. And
it. The rest of the year.
Mrazek might die, though.
No, he won't. Playing Thursday, Saturday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, then you put him in against Ottawa. Fine.
So you're going back and forth then?
No. Yeah, I would say then, yeah, you put in Mrazek versus Pittsburgh, Howard versus Ottawa, Mrazek the rest of the month.
So really just, I mean, in your mind then, only do it on back-to-back days, right?
That's how they're doing it now, yeah. I would just say switch it up a little bit, and then maybe if you want to give them a couple of you're going to play Chicago twice in early March, maybe you give them a little stretch of time there with Winnipeg, the Rangers, the 10th and the 12th of March.
All right, so back-to-back, we have Rangers, then, Ottawa Rangers. So you play them against Ottawa.
Yep.
I think that's probably, Ottawa's still kind of scary, but I would rather have Mrazek going up against the Rangers in Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
Let's see. Rangers, Toronto. That would be the next back-to-back.
Yeah.
Do you have him go against the Rangers?
Well, then you see how Mrazek's playing, because Toronto's not that great, but it's a competitive game anytime you play Toronto and your old coach, but I might stick Howard against Toronto.
So then he is playing the second half of a back-to-back at that point. There's no good answer.
It's kind of
I hate
shitty,
you, John.
shitty
I hate
options
you right
all-
now.
Yeah, look at the schedule in March, dude. That's not an easy schedule. Look, when I look at it, oh my god, dude. There's not that many really, you could say, quote unquote, winnable games. Winnipeg, the Rangers, Toronto, Philadelphia, the Blue Jackets, Tampa Bay, Montreal. You might have a stretch of time there where we might be questioning
see a
whether we'll be in
losing
playoffs.
streak?
I
We
think
might see a losing streak coming here.
we got to play. We got to get these points this month.
I see a pretty big. I can see a 5 games or maybe a 4 game stretch. They have at Colorado, at Dallas, and then Chicago back to back.
I guess the other option is just send him down, bring back someone else, send him down. I don't think the problem is the way he's played lately. You can't trade him. His trade value went to shit. So you're kind of screwed. We are screwed. He just got to play better and hope and pray that he turns this around. That's basically going to be it. I don't think Blashill has really that many more options.
Vinny, do you have any words of advice for Jimmy Howard?
Just leave.
Anything? Could you elaborate on that a little bit more? Maybe
I
call
think
him
it's
a
a
few
spit
names.
in the face of the guys in Grand Rapids that are working their asses off. Who's the guy that's doing really good in Grand Rapids?
Justin Quoro.
It's a spit in his face. I mean, cut the guy. Eat the damn money. Let this guy come up and prove himself. Jimmy Howard has nothing left. Ever since he's been hurt, he's been nothing but shit. I mean, there's nothing you could say. I don't have any advice to him. Get off the ice, dude. It's over. Go somewhere else.
All right.
Thank you, stress therapist. There you are. Take a seat.
Oh,
is it time for
ready?
our new segment?
There she is. Take a seat.
Okay, Vinny's a stressed out guy, and we came up with the segment before the show started. We were bantering back and forth, and it organically came about that we felt like Vinny needs a stress therapist. So, Vinny, we know you're a stressed out guy. You're hurting. You got a lot going on. You're wearing this hideous cardigan.
Oh, God, come on.
We got on the horn. We found somebody.
We found somebody to help you out. So this is the stress therapist.
Hi, stress therapist. How are you? It's an honor to actually get to meet you with you face to face over here.
She's pretty to the point. I think she wants your first question.
Oh, well, here it goes.
Time is money.
Stress therapist, listen, I'm in bad shape. I have a grain of rice between my legs, and I would just like to ask you why is my wiener so tiny?
It's just genetics, Vinny.
I had
The
a feeling.
average male penis is around 6 inches. But all the meth and booze probably doesn't help.
Good point. I didn't even think about that. I'm already starting to feel a little bit better.
That's rough.
Thank you, stress therapist. John, calm down. I'm trying to get some therapy. I mean, you're a psychologist. Don't you understand what's going on here?
I always love
Be
good therapy.
supportive of your friend.
I love good therapy.
I know.
This stress therapist is worth every penny.
Stress therapist went to school for this.
Yes, she has a degree in psychology, and I don't blame her.
Just like the doc.
And I don't know what that has to do with anything. But question number 2 for the stress therapist. Stress therapist, why does every woman I date cheat on me?
You could use the answer from the last question, but I'll also add that 20 seconds is not considered a long time. And your tight shirts make me want to vomit.
Damn, stress therapist.
She's cold.
She's straight to the point, though. I kind of
She
admire
is giving you some pretty solid advice, though.
it. Thank you, stress therapist. I got another question. Why do I keep going on these dating websites and dating women off these ridiculous sites? I mean, I got to stop doing it. Why am I doing it?
Because only a computer could love you. Pornhub is a great place to pick up women.
Good point. Damn. I feel a lot
Cold.
better.
She knows you so well,
Pornhub.
so fast. I can't believe it.
Knows
so
you like
weird.
Pornhub?
It's like she's reading your phone.
Well, stress therapist, how come every woman I date wears like 80,000 pounds of makeup?
To hide the fact that they are dudes. You should be more worried about the bulge coming out the back of their dress.
Oh my God. I knew something was going on. Man, the stress therapist, will I ever get laid again?
You got to be worried about that bulge, man. Oh, man. I think you might want to repeat that last question, though.
She didn't hear me?
She didn't.
Stress therapist, you think I'll ever get laid again?
Yes. Right now.
Oh.
Stick that 2-inch chub in my USB port. Oh baby. The best 15 seconds of the day.
Oh. Damn
Well, this stress
I lost 20
therapist
seconds.
is unprofessional. Oh my
I
god!
love the stress therapist. Thank you, stress therapist. And I'm going to practice really hard and trying to get better.
You suck, John.
Oh, God.
Well,
Stress
that was our
therapist.
new segment.
Damn you,
Stress therapist.
Thank you, stress
I
therapist.
think we all need
We
to
should
check in
come
with
up
the stress.
with like a theme song for stress therapist.
Yes, we
No,
will.
yeah, well, maybe we can get one.
Okay, that was very interesting. Very interesting. Now, also too, we had to really involve our listeners as well. So we asked
that's right.
we asked for some user submissions to talk about Vinny a little bit here.
I know that people did you tweet out a picture of his cardigan?
I did tweet out a picture of his cardigan.
What are people saying about it?
Where's the polls at?
Well, here's what one person said.
Vinny smells like 5-day-old farts.
Thank you.
This is from our Twitter page at Detroit Podcast. Thank you, Chris.
That was Chris. Chris, that is not nice, but it might be true.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one. Oh man, it's gone.
What happened to it?
Oh no, therapist. I don't know what her name is again.
This was our submission from Matt. You still have it?
I do. Hold on. I need to bring it back up because it closed on me. She went away.
What we did was we
cares?
submitted requests to our Twitter page at Detroit Podcast where we can just enter anything into our friendly therapist.
There we go.
Vinny is as talented as my 90-year-old grandma.
Thanks a lot, you sphincter gobbler.
Who was that? Do you
No.
have a response to that, Vinny?
Your response to Matt?
Yeah, I hate your guts.
And then we had one
Ball
more,
tugger.
which that I actually added on to. Here we go.
But can you
What the
listen-
hell is up with your cardigan sweater,
Mm.
Bill Cosby?
Oh my God.
I don't want a drink from you.
Who's that from?
That's from your boy Jason.
Damn, they're
Oh, it was kind of a
No.
mix of somebody, but I added on the Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, did Adam send anything? Did the jock send anything?
No, he did
I
not.
said something
but,
about the Werthers or something.
but he loves the segment. He thinks it's a great idea.
Oh, it's a sweater and I got to wear one, so what do you want me to do?
Why the hell are you wearing a
That
cardigan?
Dick Adam.
Because, I don't know, dude. I'm sick.
Sick and demented, and I think I'm a little sick and demented too. But
I can't get off these dating websites.
oh,
I really like
man.
these new segments. So there's a stress therapist, and the stress therapist gets requests from Twitter.
Yeah, it's only going to get better, too.
It
When we
is.
first start something, it
I know.
drags on for a
It
little
takes
bit.
about 50 episodes.
It only takes about 50
Right?
episodes.
Which after the break, when we come back, we'll get to our best segment
Length or
that we've
girth?
been doing for 50 seconds.
Yeah. Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com.
If you've been enjoying the hijinks and hilarity of this very fine podcast, definitely help us keep this project going by visiting our website, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. It's the hub of our operation. It's where you can go to download the great podcast Monday through Saturday. We're running about 6 to 7 weekly shows each and every week, and we're having great interviews. A lot of guests coming here to our offices at Sterling Heights. So help us keep our mics hot, the office lights on, help us keep having these great fun times, rolling out new segments and having just a blast talking about Detroit sports. DetroitSportsPodcast.com is where you can go to get great deals 24/7. If you want to get tickets to any of the sporting events, if you want to buy, anything at all in regards to, sports gear, if you want to buy tickets, if you want to buy things on Amazon, if you're a big fan of online shopping, if you shop at Amazon, click through our banner link, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. You'll be charged no extra money, and anytime you buy anything online, they'll kick us back a little something and helps us keep this project going, and we can continue to have a lot of fun and roll out some great new shows. DetroitSportsPodcast.com is where you go, free and easy way to support us. Now back to Jarvi and Stubbs on the Motor City Sports Rant, Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. Dude, my back is in shambles. All right. Jason the King Jarvi.
Should we make you a massage?
You go ahead and pod that down, Jonathan.
Should we get you an appointment at these local Asian massage places?
I'm going to go to one over on Grand River in a minute.
Ooh, didn't they actually have one of those Asian massage places in Michigan that just got busted?
How would you know that,
I
Jason?
just heard about that. Why did you not hear about that, John? That's the question.
No, I heard about it.
Let me button
I
the
think
sweater up
John
and get
was,
ready for this next
probably,
segment.
The first thing I
a
thought
regular customer.
when you looked at that, they were like, oh, the women were like 49, 50 years old.
There's only one of those girls that was actually interesting, and the 70-year-old. That's scary.
That's pretty scary.
But yeah,
70-year-old massage wiener grabbers. Ridiculous.
Do you need to make a visit? Should I make it while you guys are doing
I'm
your favorite
actually
segment?
probably about to go to one. My back is in some serious pain.
you may want to go to a back specialist.
It's not good, and I'm gonna cry.
You go to that place. I'll get their name that they promote on my station.
I'm gonna go to Length or Girth Land.
Oh,
You ready to do this?
There you go.
Oh my
makes
god!
everything better.
Question number
Right?
1 on the 50th. What's that?
Makes everything better.
Length or Girth?
Yeah,
Believe it or not, it
both
actually
make
does.
it better. Or does one make what better?
I don't know.
Better
I
than the
have
other?
neither, and you guys have both.
Rib for your pleasure.
Hmm. Question number 1. The Red Wings high-powered offense. Length or Girth?
I'm gonna. I want it to be length, but I'm probably gonna say it's girth. That 5-goal game was more of an anomaly, I think. You do see higher scoring games in the NHL nowadays, but outside of Dylan Larkin and an aging Pavel Datsyuk, I don't really see us with that scoring power yet.
I agree 100% Girth. I don't even know how you scored 6 on Boston. But you did, and it was the best Red Wings game I watched all year, so thank you. But Girth. Question number 2. I was reading articles about the Lions. And I have to bring them up.
Man, we almost went a full hour without talking about the Lions.
We talked about Matt Stafford.
Like, briefly.
That was really tough.
It's actually kind of... This was a pretty solid podcast. You didn't get really upset about anything.
I can't. I'm in shambles. I really want to get pissed off right now, but I can't move.
All right, back to question 2. On length or girth.
What was I reading? Oh, I was reading articles about the Lions.
About
Are they the
JVC?
1-7 team? Are they the 6-2 team? Yada, yada, yada. You already know where my head's at. Jim Bob Cooter's existence. Length or girth?
I think he goes at least the full year. Because, I think they at least had something going at the end of the season. Obviously, if Calvin Johnson isn't there, I think they're gonna give him some time to kind of adjust to that, because they're gonna have to, whether it's bringing in a host of free agents or it's bringing in rookie wide receivers. So I'm gonna go length for JBC.
Who was the guy that said that Lombardi was a better offensive coordinator than Jim Bob Cooter? Was it Deion Sanders that said that, or Michael Irvin?
Oh, yeah. One of those two said that they shouldn't have let him go. Yeah.
Right. They might be onto something, but I don't think you can get any worse than Lombardi.
No,
I think what Jim Bob Cooter's doing is great. Reached out to Denver, got a new quarterbacks coach. He is trying to utilize the strengths of Matthew Stafford and trying to build an offense around him.
Is it Denver's quarterbacks coach, or is it an understudy?
No, it was their quarterbacks coach from last year.
Oh, shit. I'll take it.
Yeah, Brian. I think his name's Brian Callahan.
yeah.
Really? Well, give me length and put it in. I'll take the length on that. Damn, I didn't know that.
You like the foot long there
Yeah,
as
this-
opposed to the 6-inch.
The $6 foot long. What the hell's going on in society? Question number 3. You watching the NBA All-Star game, length or girth?
No, I didn't even.
I'm talking about for the rest of your life.
Unless they change the format, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't think I watched. I don't even think I watched a single second. I watched the slam dunk and the 3-point contest, but until they change it up, there's really no way you could get me to watch it. I mean, so I'm gonna go length. If in some crazy world in the next couple of years, Reggie Jackson, Andre Drummond, KCP are all on the All-Star team at the same time, I'd watch that, but that's probably not going to happen.
I agree, Girth. I don't even want to watch it anymore. If we didn't do this podcast, I wouldn't even glance at the TV. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, please get healthy. I just want to grab your butt. We are struggling.
And Jody
big
needs
time.
to.
I don't
Just
care about
everybody
him.
get healthy.
I
We
mean,
need bodies.
that guy's like Eugene from Hey Arnold. He's never healthy, dude. As soon as he walks out on the court, he slips and falls and tears every ligament in his body. And I'm not going to stand for it anymore. And neither should anybody else in Detroit. We've all had enough of Jody Meeks and late their Girth.
Which one was Eugene?
The one that got hurt. He got hurt
remember.
every time they showed him. He was a jinx.
I can't think of Eugene. I can think of I can think of Arnold. I can think of his best friend.
I'll show you a picture of him.
Who was the African American friend with the crazy hair?
Oh, Gerald.
Yes.
How do I know?
I remember
that?
Helga.
Yes.
And I remember the big fat kid.
Let me bring up a picture of this young man. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that kid.
Yeah, he was a jinx. He got hurt every time he stepped foot on anything.
I'd punch him in the face if I saw him in real
Look,
life.
there he is. He's all bandaged up.
You're a dick.
That's Jody
Yeah, I
Meeks.
am. I kind of have those tendency. I want to punch people in the face. I'm not going to. Like we went to a concert last Thursday. Like right before like the main act came on. We're already in like a very tight area, and then these three douchebags wedge themselves in between us and the other people around us, and they're hippies, they smell, and I really, really wanted to punch them in the face. Like I wanted to punch them in the side of the head.
You might need a visit to the stress therapist next week.
Were they hipsters?
Yes, they were.
They just piss me
They're
off.
sitting there, they still have their coats on, so it's weird. They're getting sweaty. They have
And they're
longer
looking at you
hair.
like they're badasses.
They're not looking at. Oh, well,
They think
are.
they're better than
they're
everybody.
Sitting there, they're just standing. They have their beer.
They're micro.
It was a micro beer. It was like
dick.
camp. Yeah, you can call me a dick. I wanted to punch him in the face.
This isn't Eugene, Oregon, dude. Get your act together. I mean, quit dressing like that. If I would have seen you guys, I would have kicked you in the balls. And I know you're listening.
They are.
Hipsters drive me up a wall. I can't take it. I don't get it.
John, I mean, you're clearly not a hipster.
I'm clearly
with your fashion.
Yeah, no. I'm nowhere.
He's like the Lebowski.
Yeah. I'm nowhere near a hipster, man.
He's
I'm
the
just
dude.
a
The
regular
dude,
dude,
yeah.
collared shirt, regular t-shirts in my free time. I'm not artsy fartsy in any way at all. I don't know. I don't get into that at all. But I can respect those that are. But I'm not into that kind
You
of
look
thing.
like you're about to slide out of that chair.
I probably am.
You gotta practice your posture too.
Yeah, I'm slumped over. Yeah, I got
You're gonna be right next
You're
to me.
absolutely right. Very true. You're very right, Vinny.
All right. Well, I got AIDS, and I'm gonna go try to battle this.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for episode 50, a milestone.
The milestone.
You're going to hear from that stress therapist again.
I'm
next
happy
week.
we debuted a couple new segments. I think
It's
it'll
gonna
be
be
a
fun.
staple. You guys should do it every week.
It's gonna get better.
We should
It wasn't
come-
that bad. It was funny.
No, it's gonna get a lot better. And
It's
I
going to get a
promise
lot
that.
better, and it's going to get a lot worse.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to get dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Speaking of getting dirty, I'm about to go on my phone and.
You're going to go on those dating websites?
No, hell no. I created them, but I'm not even going on it.
Going on Grindr.
People are insane. Oh yeah, but maybe that grinder profile would happen.
okay.
That would be funnier than hell.
So like I said,
Let's not do it to me. Let's do it to somebody else.
Okay, I don't want to like offend you or nothing. So
You're
we
not
just
gonna
have fun.
offend me.
Okay, good. Like I said,
Actually might offend me if you do that. Because people might be on there like, I didn't know if any was gay. I had a feeling.
I had a feeling.
All right, well, we'll come back next week and kick some ass for you. I feel like I'm going to die, so I apologize beforehand.
Proud of you for making it through, Vinny.
Thank
Bro,
you.
you did okay for nearly dying. You visited with the stress therapist. You handled the Twitter comments pretty much okay. So just don't wear no more cardigans because you look ridiculous.
Thank you. It's the look I was going for. Motor City Sports Rant, Detroit Sports Podcast.com.
Okay, nice idiot. You. Bye-bye.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Loser.
Ah!